Hello everyone, the December Review here. Today, I'm going to talk about the new indie drama Never Rarely, Sometimes Always. The movie was written and directed by Eliza Hittman. It stars Sydney Flanagan as Autumn and Talia Ryder as Skylar. The movie follows Autumn and Skylar as they make their way from rural Pennsylvania town to New York City over the course of a few days. After a visit to her local crisis center, Autumn learns that she is pregnant. Wanting to keep this a secret from her family, she weighs her limited options and decides to have an abortion, but must go to New York as it's the closest place where it can be done without parental consent. Her cousin Skylar joins her for the trip. So yes, this is a heavy movie. There will be minor spoilers here as well, but let me start off by saying that while it's a heavy film, it's an exceptional one. The acting and directing are some of the best I've seen in a long time. Being a huge fan of Sharon Van Etten over the years, her involvement in the film put her on my radar. She has a song which plays over the end credits and is also in the film as Autumn's mother. Her hit song 17, which is number 1 on my top songs of 2019 video you can check out, also plays along in the trailer. So it's there where I found the movie, and I'm very glad that I did. The film opens with a high school talent show where Autumn appears and performs an acoustic song. With her family in the audience, she is interrupted by a heckler. Stunned for a moment, she recalibrates and manages to finish. This does nothing to brighten her already shifty mood. She hasn't been feeling well and in typical fashion isn't one to open up to her mom. We meet some people from her surroundings and it's obvious she has a tough life. She is guarded and moody and angry. The opening of the movie is a great introduction for what's to come. There was some tension there on stage which carries over and doesn't really let up during the runtime. The movie doesn't have a lot of dialogue. Most of the scenes play out with looks and glances. Prolonged shots of scenery and experiences happening for the first time. Autumn is forced into a situation and doesn't really know how to get out of it. There's an early scene where she takes a lot of pills and performs an act of self-harm against herself, which left me stunned. I actually had to pause the movie for a moment and collect myself. Seemingly, her cousin is the only person she has to confide in. They are also co-workers at the local grocery store running the checkout lines. They manage to pocket some cash from their registers and take the trip to New York together. This film really puts you into the characters' viewpoints. As you watch these two people go on this trip, it's as if you're there with them. From stowing your luggage on a long bus ride where they need to connect over to another bus, then landing in the city without any idea where to go or how to get there. You are on that bus, taking that trip, seeing what they are and feeling it as well, all the time with that ominous tone hovering over the proceedings. Some people they meet are fine and doing their own thing. Some people they meet are scum, and it's that fine line they walk which really makes you feel for them and the situation at hand. So when they do get to the Planned Parenthood Center, it turns out Autumn is further along than expected, and the procedure will have to wait an extra day. With nowhere to go, we follow along as the pair try to kill time in the underground of New York. All with the backdrop of waiting parents at home who have no idea what they are up to. After the first night is done, it turns out that the procedure will have to be 2 visits because she is further along than expected. This results in yet another delay where time is plenty and their money is running out. The movie holds no judgment over our leads. They are there, in this situation, making these decisions, and it doesn't ask the audience to choose right or wrong much in the same way. Here's what's happening, here are their options, and this is the result. And this is a perfect example of the way that the movie works, because there are protesters outside of the Planned Parenthood Center, but it isn't preachy one way or the other. It's just the situation as Autumn walks into the building. Zero judgment. The camera stays close throughout the film, so when we are on that bus or walking through the crowded New York Underground at 2 a.m. or walking into a building, we see and feel what they do as they do for the first time. The film's biggest emotional moment comes with an extended scene inside the clinic where Autumn is asked a series of questions. She is asked to answer them never, rarely, sometimes, or always. The questions start off well enough, but they dive deeper into Autumn's surroundings. She starts to break down while holding back tears, afraid to answer some of them, all the while giving an answer by holding back. This is as much of a backstory as we get in the film, and it's a brilliantly acted moment which left me in tears. So with their money all but gone and still needing to stay one more evening before the procedure, then get back home, Skylar contacts Jasper, played by Theodore Pellerin, whom she met on the initial bus ride in. He agrees to meet up with them as the group walks the thin line between party time and asking for money. As this plays out, you don't know how things will go. Will they steal from him? Will this turn violent? The tension floats over the evening as they eat and do karaoke. There's an excellent moment where Autumn and Skylar's patience has run out while killing time sitting at a terminal. Autumn tells Skylar to fuck off, so she picks herself up and moves down a few rows. As time passes, she then gets up and disappears altogether. It's a scary moment because up until that point they always had each other through the situation, and now with that connection splintered, it adds to the uneasiness. Not too soon later, the two meet up in the bathroom, and without any words spoken, the two are back to normal again. Skylar affectionately applies makeup to Autumn's dark circles. A smile and a glance are all that's needed to convey a world of emotions no words could. This is a tough movie to talk about because it really just needs to be seen. The performances by our two leads are spectacular and should receive award nominations, up to and including Best Performances by a Lead Actress and Supporting Actress. The directing is also worthy of the same. Eliza has handcrafted a difficult story without judgment. It is exceptionally shot and edited. It is an emotional roller coaster that puts you front and center into this difficult journey. It's not for everyone, but those looking to experience important filmmaking, it doesn't get crafted any better than this. It's currently available to rent on all the regular outlets. I give Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always 5 out of 5 stars. An amazing film.